So today I'm gonna share with you some packing tips for a vacation when you're bringing fidgets on a vacation. So let's do it. Tip number 1. Okay, so tip number 1 is I do not recommend bringing loud or noisy fidgets because they can sometimes be annoying and distracting to the people around you or in the same room as you. So here are the fidgets I do recommend bringing. So first is marble and mesh because it's very quiet and entertaining. And the second fidget I recommend is a bike chain because it's very fun to play with, and it's only a tiny bit noisy because you can kind of hear the metal ring noises, but it's not that loud. And the next one I recommend bringing is a pea popper because they're very quiet. And this one has the peas that are easier to pop out because the other one, you have to squeeze it very hard, but this one, not so much. And you can also bring a stress ball like this mesh stress ball that I have, or a squishy like this broccoli squishy that I have. Or you could bring a acupressure ring because they're entertaining and fun to play with. So here are the fidgets that I do not recommend bringing, like the loud and noisy fidgets. So obviously dimple digits because one side isn't that bad, but the other side is super loud. So I do not recommend bringing this one. And a dimple because it is also very loud. And a fidget pad because it has a lot of annoying clicker buttons. And this. And that could be very annoying. And a snake because the red snake is very clicky. And a wacky track snapper because it snaps. So don't recommend bringing these fidgets. But the ones that I recommended and that I showed you, that you can definitely bring them. Okay, so let's go to the next tip. Tip number 2. Okay, so tip number 2 is I don't recommend bringing messy fidgets or slime because it can get everywhere. So this slime, I'm going to open right here. It is very, it can get stuck in a lot of places and can get stuck in carpets, and so you don't want to bring this unless you have a placemat or something you can put under it so you can play with your slime. And then if you do bring it, make sure to bring the least sticky slime that you have because it will get everywhere. And like this putty, I brought it on a vacation and I took it out and then I forgot about it and some of it got in the carpet, but thankfully I got it out. So don't bring putty. And this slime is very, very, very messy because it is a jiggly slime. So, but it's stretchy, so it can get stuck everywhere. So, yeah, I don't recommend bringing slimes. Next tip. tip number 3. Okay, so tip number 3 is I do not recommend bringing big fidgets because they will be harder to pack and you could only pack a little less of them. Like a poppet, like this poppet is regular sized, but if you put other stuff in it, then it will not fit with a lot of other stuff. So I recommend bringing the small and quiet fidgets like these, and pea popper, like the one that I showed you in tip number 1. And like, don't bring these ones or a dimple digits or a dimple duo especially, but I don't have a dimple duo. I'm thinking about maybe getting one, but I will later because I need to save up money because this is all coming out of my own pocket. No one else is paying it for me. Well, unless I get it as a present, then that's a different story. So, next tip and last tip. And last but not least, tip number 4. Okay, so last but not least, tip number 4 is packaging. So, you want to get a separate bag if you're packing with bags, or you can get a secret pocket or a separate pocket in your luggage or where you bring stuff to on your vacation. Like, for example, I have this backpack. It's a mini backpack and it has 2 pockets and it has my first initial on it, which is really cool, and some flip sequins. So it has a bigger pocket and a smaller pocket so I can pack smaller fidgets like a bike chain and the big smaller fidgets like the mesh stress ball. And then if I puff this pocket up, it becomes a little bigger, so you can put little bigger small fidgets in there. And that's all of the tips that I have. So on to my favorite fidget of the week. Okay, so my favorite fidgets of the week, because this week it's 2, is my Wacky Track, not the Wacky Track Snapper, just a Wacky Track, because you make a bunch of different shapes with it, and this snake, especially the red one because it's the clickiest, and it's super satisfying, but not on a vacation as I showed you, because I'm going to show you how to make a heart out of it. So just unfold it as much as you can. And it's going to take a little bit for me because I store them in the little rectangle shape you saw. So I'm going to untangle it until right here, but I'll show you how to make this. So how to make a heart is you take these 2 triangles, the front 2 triangles, and you're gonna bend this part this way. So like this. So it's like this, and now you're gonna bend this down. So now it is like this. Now you're gonna take this part and fold it over to this end right here. So now it looks kind of like a fishing hook. And then you're gonna fold this part down. Now it's like this. Then you're gonna turn it and then fold this part down. then you're going to take this and fold this part down. Now, I know what you're thinking. Right now it doesn't really look like a heart, but trust in the process. So you're going to take the edge of this and fold it over. By the way, you can stop at any time. You can pause the video at any time to do this. And then you take this part and you bend it twice, like this, and then fold it together, and now it's a heart. And a cool thing about the red one is that it's red like a heart. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed all of these tips and tricks, and I hope you use them when you're going on a vacation. Bye!
Now turn up.